look terrible. There were statements released last night. The WNBA, PA, the Players Union, they're crashing out. They're crashing out, and they look less and less professional by the moment. Fans are recognizing this. There are things that I just they cannot keep this from getting personal, and it's making them look worse and worse as this thing's going on.
What if everything you were told about the WNBA right now was incomplete? Because behind the smiles, press releases, tweets, and polished interviews, the league is quietly tearing itself apart. At the center of it all, whether anyone wants to admit it or not, is Caitlin Clark. This story doesn't begin with a buzzer beater or a headline moment. It begins with silence. For weeks, WNBA free agents have been talking privately. Not on ESPN, not on Instagram, but in group chats, late-night phone calls, and agent conversations. And when 10 different players start saying the same thing independently, that's no longer noise, it's a warning. They all express the same idea in different ways. The league has changed, and nobody wants to say why, even though everyone knows the answer. Before Caitlin Clark, arenas had empty sections. National conversations barely existed, and the league was surviving rather than growing. Then she arrived. Ratings surged, tickets sold out in minutes. Merchandise shattered records, and sponsors suddenly paid attention. But instead of bringing unity, her impact sparked something far more complicated: resentment.
That little core, ugly fan base that we've all experienced after the Caitlin Clark boom, they care about that kind of shit. But actual sports fans don't. Not only do they not care, they don't want to hear about it. So, let's keep going here. Players care deeply about their fans, take pride in honoring that loyalty every time they take the court. The league's tactics harm current and future players and marginalize.
And now it's exploding. The Players Union believed this was their moment. A new era with fresh leverage, a bigger audience, and real bargaining power. The owners believe something very different. That momentum could be managed and controlled. The CBA deadline came and went with no agreement, no compromise, and no visible panic from ownership. And that's when the cracks truly started to show. The union released a statement that shocked even veteran players. Emotional, defensive, and angry. Some called it desperate. Others called it embarrassing. And fans immediately noticed something else. Caitlin Clark was barely part of the message. She wasn't highlighted, protected, or centered. The biggest draw in the sport was treated like an afterthought. And that wasn't accidental.
Are we talking about seriousness right now? Are we talking about seriousness? You said get it together. It says take accountability, pay the players, and then have a 2026 WNBA season. Oh, man. Yo, I don't know what's going on, but this isn't it. Fam, this is the quickest I've ever seen a group of players ruin their image amongst the fans, fam. Nafisa Collier.
Behind the scenes, younger players began speaking out, quietly at first, about veterans' gatekeeping opportunities and controlling access to visibility and growth. Veterans fired back, accusing the league of exploiting new stars while refusing to invest in the foundation that built the sport. In the middle of this growing civil war sat Caitlin Clark, doing the most dangerous thing possible. Nothing. No tweets, no interviews, no emotional statements, just deliberate distance. Her camp understood something the league didn't want to confront. If Caitlin Clark speaks, she becomes responsible for chaos. If she stays silent, the league exposes itself. And then free agents began admitting something that shocked fans when it finally leaked.
These videos, these CBA videos, and a lot of people originally was like, oh yeah, the players ought to get paid, blah, blah, blah. Now you get in the comment section, it's like, no. I mean, people are like team owner at this point. I mean, they have made them, if it's amazing that WNBA players made themselves feel even more insufferable than prior. That's amazing to me. That's even possible. A lot of people. Insane statement from the PA. There we go. Right there. Second.
The league depends on her far more than she depends on the league. And that single truth explains a panic. Owners began pushing back harder. Meetings ended faster. Negotiations stalled, and the union lost leverage by the day. Then whispers started circulating that shocked even insiders. What if she steps away? Not retirement, not quitting basketball, just disengaging. International opportunities, endorsements, expansion projects, media influence, and global branding suddenly became real alternatives. One executive reportedly admitted in private, "We can't survive a future where she's not emotionally invested." And the fear is real because the numbers don't lie. A massive share of new fans arrive because of one name, one style, one presence. And fans aren't loyal to logos, they're loyal to people. As this chaos unfolded, another narrative tried to take hold. That Paige Buchers would carry the league. Even players pushed back on that idea. They respect Paige and admire her, but free agents privately admitted, Paige is elite. Caitlin is seismic. There's a difference between excellence and disruption, and Caitlin disrupted everything. That's why some players feel exposed, why some veterans feel threatened, and why the union is fractured. Because when one player changes the economics, power structures break. And now comes the part nobody on television wants to say out loud.
Those are to survive the flood of news that's going to come in once the CBA is finished. Man, I mean, we're going to have news left and right. Y'all probably going to be tired of us YouTubers, fam. When the news is getting dropped. Now, I did see something also talking about how the players are bracing for impact. They have these other gyms that they could get in and work out in because, you know, with no CBA, they can't necessarily work out in these facilities that the WNBA owns. So, yeah, man, they are preparing for the worst, but, man, they need to get this done, fam. Honestly, the last thing you guys want to do is add any more negative impact to you.
The league's survival strategy quietly shifted. Instead of fully building around Caitlin Clark, leadership attempted to dilute her impact, spreading attention, controlling narratives, balancing coverage, and keeping power centralized. But fans saw through it. Attendance follows her. Viewership follows her. Conversation follows her. When she was left out of key labor messaging, fans didn't blame her. They blamed the league. Free agents began openly worrying about their futures, not because of Caitlin, but because without her gravity, contracts shrink, visibility fades, and opportunity dries up. One agent reportedly warned a player, "If this breaks the wrong way, there won't be money to fight over." That's how serious it is. This isn't about jealousy anymore. It's about survival. Young players feel unheard, veterans feel replaced, and owners feel confident